All right, hi guys, it's Siobhan with To Kitty and Beyond. Welcome back to my channel. Today I felt like doing a reading, and since we have Valentine's Day coming up, I figured I would make it a love reading. So for all of you, this can be for singles, for people in relationships. Just take it how it resonates with you, but keep in mind it is a general reading, so as always, just take what resonates and then just leave the rest here. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to start off with the Romance Angel Oracle card. Give them a quick shuffle. What's everybody planning to do for Valentine's Day? Whether you're single or you're in a relationship, I always used to celebrate Valentine's Day, and I still do. When I was single, I would go out, buy myself some nice, pajamas or lingerie or whatever it was, and then I would get myself some chocolates and I would watch Netflix or like Disney movies or something like that. Or I'd go out for dinner with my friends or whatever. And then in relationships, it's always like the onus falls to the guy. What's he gonna do? Okay, so we have codependency. Off to a rough start. Pay attention to the red flags. Oh my God. Love yourself first. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get some clarifiers here. So it's looking like if you're single right now, there may be some red flags coming up for you around people that you're interested in, around codependency, feeling like that kind of addiction to somebody or something. It's attachment, not love. So the key is to love yourself first so that you're not constantly seeking validation, approval, or love from people around you, and continuing to get into relationships where that love is not unconditional and long-lasting, which just further kind of solidifies the fact in your mind that, or the belief in your mind that you're not worthy of love and that it just never works out for you. So it's like a self-perpetuating mechanism. So let's see what we get for clarifiers. Yes, we've got the Two of Swords in reverse. The Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So this is actually good. And this is exactly what it's talking about. So it's saying that the Two of Swords is there's something that's not being seen here, especially as it relates to relationships and codependency, addictions. Things aren't being viewed from an unbiased perspective. And you may not have even realized this because you're so far in it that you can't really see that from that outside perspective, and the emotions are so overwhelming that you can't see things clearly, and that you can't seem to get yourself out of that like internal need. It's like a need, and it's a need for you. It can have you feeling like a beggar. So this is a red flag. Red flag. If you feel like you're begging for love in the relationship, if you feel like you're constantly having to come to them with your hands out and please love me, then that's a red flag, because that's not how love is supposed to be. Love is unconditional, and it should be given freely, and it should be given equally. The Six Pentacles represent that relationship harmony in its highest effect. When love is given in a balanced and equal way, it can look like you water me, I water you, we both grow. And specifically with the Six of Pentacles in its highest aspect, this can be when you're feeling down, your partner will come and give you what you need to feel good again, and vice versa. When they're feeling down, you give them what they need to feel good again. So it is a mutually supportive relationship. But the difference here is that when codependency is present, there's, first of all, an internal feeling of lack lack of love, lack of self-love. That's often a red flag. But more so than that, it's also there becomes that need or that attachment to the other person and their love. So it's like, if I can't be happy without them, I need them to be complete. That is a red flag, and that is an indication that you should be aware of. If your mind is going there, if your emotions are overwhelming you and you can't think clearly about the relationship, if you're completely consumed by this person or the idea of this person, then that in itself is a red flag. And it can be hard to see those signs when you're so deep in the emotional mire that you can't really seem to get out of it. So love yourself first. 10 of Cups. I love this. It's so beautiful. It's exactly how it works at an energetic level. When we love ourselves first, when we do the deep inner work, and when we look at the beliefs that are held in our heart around love and our ability to receive and give love freely, we're able to create happiness from within, to create that love that we need for ourselves from within. And then we don't have that endless void that needs to be filled from the outside by somebody else. And the perfect part of this is that when we get to that point, we then attract love, real love, that reflects the love that we have for ourselves. Because every relationship that we ever have is just a reflection of what we're going through on the inside. It's in your energy field. Like if you have a trauma that you believe that you're unworthy, it's like a big flag on your forehead in your energy, and it will attract the exact same type of energy to you in many different forms. So if you look at your past relationships and you start to see a pattern of, negative behavior, attachment, dependency, unclear thinking, emotional overwhelm and instability, and really drastic up and downs. It's like 1 minute they're very loving and supportive, and the next minute they're like ghosting you and that kind of thing. That's red flags right there. And it's an indication, not that there's something wrong with the other person, it's an indication that there's something imbalanced within you. And that's not to say that the other person isn't at fault. Nobody should be treating anybody like that. But the point is that it's being attracted from within. It's being magnetized to you, and you will continue to see that pattern in all of your relationships subsequently until you address the issue. And addressing the issue looks like really diving deep into self-love. So let's get a self-care card from the Amenti Oracle. These are affirmations that you can use. I converse with awareness. Okay, that's interesting. So this is kind of like speaking to your partner with the awareness that you have within. This is communicating openly and authentically. And this is trusting your inner guides as well, like the little hummingbird is whispering in her ear. And that's a spirit totem. And the hummingbird, just off the top of my head, I think it represents harmony, love, lightness of being, seeking out the nectar, the sweet things in life. So I converse with awareness. I really see this as sharing openly and honestly, creating a safe environment for yourself. First of all, by creating boundaries of what you will and will not accept in a relationship. And second of all, creating an open and safe space for communication, authentic communication. Because if you can't communicate authentically with your partner, then there's an imbalance there that needs to be looked at and healed, either one or both of you. I want to get another. Oops. Wow, I listened to opposing opinions. So I see this as in relation to the card above, and especially with the fact that we've got the Six of Pentacles here. There may be sort of this imbalanced conversation going on, and two sides are not seeing it on the same, you're not on the same page. You've got two very opposing, different opinions on how this relationship should be, or what you think of yourself, or anything else that creates imbalance or disharmony within the relationship. So it's like, it's not about you versus them. It's really about you versus you. And anything that is triggering to you, anything that is creating an emotional response within you, this is an area to look at and to understand more deeply. Triggers are not there to be avoided. Triggers are there to be looked at and understood. They're a symptom of something that is imbalanced underneath. It's like if you get sick, you get a physical symptom so that you know that you need to do something to heal it. But if you keep getting triggered by these different ideas or beliefs, and you and your partner are constantly fighting, or you in the relationships in the past, there's always conflict around expressing yourself and conversations, then there's a need to address the situation at the root, which is always within ourselves. Okay, I'm gonna get, I picked up the deck to grab a card, and the Queen of Pentacles fell out onto the floor before I even could start shuffling. So this is very much about standing in your power. I see this as being clear about what you will and won't accept. I see the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands very much in tune with her boundaries. She's very strong. That's what the lions in the back on her throne represent. She's capable of creating growth within herself, which is the sunflower. She is inspired and intuitive and action-oriented. So this is really the balance of all those things. And if you are in a relationship, or you've been in relationships in the past that have not allowed you to really express this aspect of your being, then that's something to look at as well. So let's see what else. Oh, you see that? It flew right out. The King of Swords. Yeah, so it's communication. This may be an air sign male. It doesn't have to be, but an air sign male. This could be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, and this could be a fire sign female, or a female with fire signs in her chart. Doesn't have to be, but Aries, Sagittarius, and what's the last one? Leo. So communication is key here, and especially if you're coming to each other with two different energies, it's something to look at. They're now, on the bright side, these are both kings and queens. They're both sort of the same level, the same station, but they're two different elements, air and fire. So air and fire, when they come together, can often create more, right? So air feeds fire. It grows the fire. In the positive sense, this can be that building up that I was talking about with the Six of Pentacles. So this can be, fanning your flames of inspiration and intuition and action in a positive light. In a negative sense, when there's an imbalance and there's conflict and you're not able to communicate or meet each other in the middle when it comes to your opinions or your views or your beliefs about yourself or the relationship, or any other topic of conversation, then it can create this whirlwind of uncontrollable fire, and that can express itself as anger, outbursts, uncontrollable emotions, really bad arguments, anything like that. Or it can trigger those feelings in one person, and then the other person shuts down in response or meets them at that level. It really depends on the dynamic between the two. But fire and air can really create some some powerful things. It just depends which direction you go with it. So let's get some clarifiers for love yourself first and the 10 of Cups. Judgment. Oh, wow. And the Queen of Cups. So we've got another queen here. Oops. And there's lots of court cards here. There may be multiple people involved. Or this could be a counselor as well, going to see a counselor. The Queen of Cups is can be a water sign female, doesn't have to be, but Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And often vocationally speaking, Queen of Cups is often found in the realm of psychology, emotions, dealing with emotions, therapy, counseling, spiritual counseling. They're also highly intuitive and can be psychic. So this can be an intuitive spiritual counselor. I very much identify myself with the Queen of Cups because first of all, I'm a Pisces. And second of all, I am a spiritual counselor for a living. So that's so funny. So the Judgment card coming out with that as well. So this is a rebirth. It's a renewal. When you learn to listen to these higher aspects of yourself, your higher self, your inner self, it's guiding you, and it's helping you to understand some of these triggers and to help you to see some of the red flags so that you can understand how to love yourself deeper. And when you love yourself deeper, all of your relationships change as a response of that, because you no longer have those knee-jerk reactions that come from triggers that are unhealed areas of yourself. And there's often resistance to healing these areas because we don't feel like we are worthy of that healing. We don't feel like we're worthy of giving ourselves self-love because perhaps in the past, from a parent or past relationships, we didn't receive the love that we needed. And so we internalized that and created a belief around it where we're not worthy. So we end up in relationships subsequent from that all reflect that feeling or that belief. So the Judgment card comes in. This is a higher call. It's a call to action. It's listening to spirit. It's seeing the flag of spirit rather than that other, the red flags that create the reactions. It's the flag of spirit that comes in offering peace. And yeah, rebirth, resurrection. It's a beautiful process when you finally accept some of those patterns and those traits, and you step instead into a place of self-love. It is beautiful. Okay, so let's get one more card from the Animal Oracle. Since that butterfly, it's not butterfly, but oh, that's funny. The butterflies are coming out. I said butterfly by accident, but it's a message from spirit because there's butterflies on the crown of the King of Swords, and the butterflies can also represent resurrection and rebirth. So this is very much that Judgment type of energy. I'm feeling a lot of air here, despite the fact that we have swords, wands, and cups. I'm feeling air just from the birds here, the hummingbird, the butterflies. There's lots of air. Air is the mind. Air is thought. Air is flight. Oh my God. Yeah, of course. The raven. Another bird. Air signs. So you may be an air sign watching this, or you may have air in your chart. Perhaps you have an air sign Venus, which can indicate that this is how you relate in love. Venus is the planet of love, beauty, and all things sensual. So if you're an air sign in that location in your natal chart, it can have you very much wanting to communicate as an aspect of love. We all have different love languages as well. And if your partner is not meeting you with the type of love language that you need, then you need to communicate that, because their love language just may be different. That's another thing to pay attention to, is that, for example, my partner's love language is very much about acts of service and gifts and communication. So we have at least one in common, but mine are more so about quality time, physical touch, and communication. So we kind of had to work through how we show love to each other and how we support the other's needs when it comes to our love language. So I've adapted, and I've started to incorporate more acts of service and more like gifts and things like that to show that I'm thinking about him, that I care about him. And he's started to incorporate more physical touch and quality time, which is so important to me. So communication is key. Your partner can't read your mind. And even if they can, they probably don't know that they can. So they wouldn't, put two and two together in that sense. So open communication is so important. So the keywords of the Raven are healing, initiation, and protection. So Raven offers initiation, protection, and the gift of prophecy. The initiation in practice may be as formal as undergoing an initiation ceremony, or as informal as being initiated into a new profession. It marks the death of one thing and the birth of another. The power of the Raven can also bring you the very deepest form of healing, which is achieved through a process known as the resolution of opposites, making it possible for you to resolve conflicts that have long lain buried in your unconscious or in your past. Wow. Yeah, so that's perfect because, Judgment is all about that rebirth, and the Raven is bringing that energy as well. The Queen of Cups is psychic, intuitive, and she has the gift of prophecy, and the Raven is bringing that as well. And he's giving you the clear sight and the intuitive presence to be able to bring opposites together. So two opposing opinions or things that seem very contrasting or dualistic are being brought together. And the way to do that is through the intuition and a clear mind, because a clear mind allows you to have a clear surface to feel through, if that makes sense. I'm going to read the reverse meaning as well, just in case there's any additional messages there for anybody. So try to become aware of the forces of destruction that exist in your life and in the world. Although we might wish that destruction didn't occur, we know that without it, there can't be construction and recreation. The Raven speaks of the dark and difficult aspects of life, which is hard for us to understand. Sometimes we must go through a process of disintegration and darkness in order to emerge into the light of a new morning. To a great extent, our fear of the dark is worse than what we find there. Drawing this card reversed may mean that we can come to terms with our own destructiveness, knowing that we have the protection of the goddess. It may also mean that we can come to a resolution of the opposites, experiencing the reality that in darkness there is light, and in light, darkness. Oh, wow. And that's very much, that's the yin and the yang, and that's the female and the male aspect. And we've all got both within us. So it's about finding balance between the two, creating harmony between seeming opposites, so that you can come together and have an equal exchange of love, support, communication, vulnerability, authenticity. These things are so important in relationships. So I think that's it for today, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I wanted to also mention that I'm offering a Valentine's Day special for readings. So I'm going to have the relating reading discounted from $22 to $14.44 for you guys for Valentine's Day. So that will last until the 15th. I'll leave it till the day after Valentine's Day. If you guys would like to order that, please email me at services.2kittyandbeyond@gmail.com. And I'm still currently offering the discount on Reiki as well. So if you're looking for a deep energetic healing, we go intensely into your chakra system. I look into your holographic field, your aura, and see what wants to come forward from your higher self. It's kind of a cross between energy healing, a psychic reading, and spiritual counseling. So we do all of that in-depth work in your field and in your mental realm as well, because your mental realm, your emotional realm have such an impact on what your energy is doing, and vice versa. So when we treat everything at the source, it can really open you up to new perspectives and new energy, so that you can move forward in that new energy, making new choices from that new perspective. So Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, boost the algorithm so that more people can see and receive these messages that can help them in their healing. And stick around if you'd like to see more. I do tarot readings as well as ascension updates, energy updates, and general spiritual content. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here and for supporting the channel, and we'll see you next time. Bye.